Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome to another video. Bit of a different one today. I have a major announcement to make that I'll get out of the way in the beginning, and then I'll talk about the reasoning behind that announcement for the remainder of the video. But let's just get it right out of the way. Well, going forward from now on, I will not be opening any more modern Japanese product on my YouTube channel. That's it. No more. I'm done. Well, you might wonder why. You might like, why? Why would you make that decision? Well, I have my reasons, and I'll explain these reasons in this video. So if you are interested, then well, this video is for you. I have my notes to keep things organized, and I'll probably do some pretty heavy editing to keep it somewhat digestible. But yeah, I have a lot to talk about, and I need to get some things off my chest, and I really wanted to make this video. Let's get started. Well, what you're seeing here, for those of you who watch my videos, you might recognize these cards. Well, these are our hits from the 151 booster box that we opened on the channel. Well, almost all of them. There's also some EXs like the Mew and the Alakazam, and I think I also pulled an Arbok EX and a Jynx EX. But I left those in the binder. And then some cool reverse holos. But really, these were our hits, right? The Secret Rare, we got our Blastoise, we got the 3 cool art rares, and we got our Mr. Mime Master Ball. I got a comment in that video of someone saying that, oh man, what a rough box, or something along those lines. It was like, oh, that was rough, or what a rough box. And I replied to that person saying that really, it wasn't that rough. It was a pretty average box. It wasn't bad, you know? Let's look at the cards, right? We got our Blastoise full art as our secret rare. We didn't get an SAR, obviously, but those are very hard to pull. But we got a pretty damn good full art. We got one of the starters. We could have gotten a Ninetales, a Golem, a Wigglytuff, a Jynx, a Zapdos, an Alakazam. I mean, we could have gotten so many full arts that would have been a lot worse than the Blastoise. As for the art rares, well, we got 3 pretty good art rares, in my opinion. The Charmander, the Snorlax, and the Psyduck. Of course, there are a lot of good art rares in this set, but we could have gotten a Caterpie. We could have gotten, a Tangela. We could have gotten an Almanite, but we didn't. But we also didn't get the Pikachu. We didn't get the Mewtwo, right? They're pretty average. As for our Master Ball, well, we got the Mr. Mime, and it was funny. It was a bit of a meme, but even Mr. Mime isn't all that bad, because while it is a bit of a meme Pokemon, well, it's actually illustrated by Oyama. People, in English-speaking countries always call it Uyama, but it's actually Oyama. You might know the Oyama Pikachu, one of the most popular Pikachu cards out there. Very, very popular artist. And so not that bad. And of course, we could have gotten like a Cycling Road Trainer Master Ball or a Safety Goggle Trainer Master Ball. But we didn't. We got a Pokemon, and not even a bad one. Even amongst the Pokemon, Mr. Mime is actually okay in terms of value. There are a lot more cheaper Pokemon Master Balls than the Mr. Mime. So overall, it wasn't a bad box by any means. It was what I would say an average box. We didn't get anything crazy, but we also didn't really get anything super bad. And I had a fantastic time. I had a great experience. I loved opening that booster box. And I had that feeling of like the way things are supposed to be when I opened the box, when I finished the video. I got the box for MSRP from the Pokemon Center lottery, and we got an average box, which is just what you have to expect, right? And for MSRP, it was a great experience. I had a ton of fun. But of course, MSRP isn't what most people are paying for these boxes nowadays. Back then, when I made the video, boxes were going for like 140, 150 outside of Japan. Now they've gone even higher to like 180, 190 maybe, 200, something along those lines. It doesn't even matter because it's astronomically high. Imagine buying a booster box for 140 back then when I opened mine. And you get an average box like mine, which is not a bad box by any means. You would still lose so much money doing that. And I might talk about that a little bit more afterwards, like the value of the cards and the cost of opening a box and all of that stuff. I'll talk about that a bit more at the end. But I want to explain why it is that I'm not going to be opening any more modern product on my channel. So There's really two reasons, right? Okay. My channel has 400 subscribers. It's a very, very small channel in the YouTube world. For me, 400 people, that's a lot of people, not gonna lie. But again, in the YouTube realm, a channel with 400 subscribers is tiny. But even a tiny channel like mine was getting thousands and thousands of views opening 151, opening V-Star Universe. I mean, my 151 booster box video has like 12,000 views. My 3 V-Star Universe videos combined have over 20,000 views. And again, in the YouTube realm, in the YouTube world, that's not that many views, but to me, that's crazy. For a small channel like mine, that is a lot of views. I mean, 12,000 people, you can fill a medium-sized football stadium in Switzerland, where I'm from. That's a football stadium full of people who watched that video. It's insane to me, right? That's a lot of people. And well, of course, people watched it because people want to see it, right? I have the advantage of living in Japan, getting these boxes on release, and being one of the first people on YouTube to upload openings. And of course, that's why those videos got those views, right? Obviously. But it's still interesting to me, right? That like sort of the excitement, the hype around these new sets can land a channel like mine, or can result in a small, very small channel like mine to get that many views. And I thought about this a bit more over the last few days, even weeks really, to be honest. And while I certainly appreciate all the subscribers that came from those videos and appreciate the views I'm getting, I'm not getting paid. My channel is too small to be monetized anyways, but I enjoyed the interaction. I enjoyed the subscribers that came. But I started to get a bit worried or concerned a little bit, right? And this actually brings me to the first reason why I won't be opening any more modern product on my channel. I do not like one bit where the current market is in Japan. And outside of Japan, there's a market for Japanese product. I think it's not in a good state. I think it is very bad, terrible. And I don't want to be part of that. I understand that my personal influence on people is tiny, right? A PokeRef making a 151 opening or several 151 opening videos has a much, 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 much astronomically greater effect on the market and people's kind of opinion on these sets than my very small channel, even if it's a 12,000 view video. I understand that, right? I'm not delusional. But I'm also fully aware that there were probably people who watched my opening, right, day of the release, who watched my opening and then FOMO'd into buying a box at $140, $150. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, people in these types of videos, when I make them, people ask in the comments, where can I get a box? Where can I buy this box? What's a good price for this box? Even a small channel like mine influences some people. And I just can't be here being frustrated and worried with the current market for Japanese product and at the same time make these videos that contribute to the problem. Even if it's a tiny, 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 tiny fraction of a percentage that my videos matter, I'm still part of it. With all of these videos that I've uploaded of these modern sets that got over 10,000 views, you got V-Star Universe, 20,000 views combined, I am part of the problem. The problem is FOMO. The problem is hype. That's the issue we're having here. It's people wanting to open the newest, shiniest thing, and they're worried they can't get it for a better price in the future, so they FOMO into buying it at these absolutely ridiculously inflated prices. I mean, 4 times MSRP, and now it's even more, 6 times MSRP? I don't even know. It's insane. And it's all FOMO, it's all hype. And with those videos I made, I contributed to the FOMO and the hype of other people. Let's be honest here, right? Look, again, I'm not delusional. I know my channel doesn't influence that many people because it's a tiny channel, and even 12,000 views, while a lot of views, isn't a lot in the grand scheme of things. But 12,000 people is still a lot of people, and I wouldn't be surprised if there were a few people who watched the video who then FOMO'd into buying a box. And so I am contributing to the problem I am worried about by making these videos. And I feel terrible about that. I don't feel good about it. I've made a point in my openings. Everyone who's watched my openings, you will know I've always made it a point to appreciate every card, the artwork of every card, enjoying it, appreciating it. It's not all about the expensive hits. There is, a lot of good artwork in very cheap cards. And I've always made that a point. And I've also always talked about, be careful with how much you spend. But still, I think I'm not doing the hobby any good by making these videos. And that's the first reason. I don't like with where the market is at. And the videos I've been making have been part of the problem. So I won't be making any more of these videos. Now, the second reason why I won't be making any more modern openings on my channel, it's a little bit of a smaller reason, but it's still a little bit related, and it actually has to do with this card that's been hiding in the background. You might have been wondering, what's this Mew doing here? Well, the second reason is related to this card right here. The 25th anniversary Mew. Well, if you've been watching my channel recently, you might have seen me do some live streams where I opened some booster packs from various sets. Some, modern sets, some slightly older sets, like 25th anniversary. I had like an open booster box that I had sitting around, and I opened a few packs here and there. Well, earlier this week, I decided to just open a couple packs on my own. Not on a live stream, not in a video, just for my own enjoyment. And I actually pulled this gold Mew out of one of those packs, which was pretty crazy. Now, you can believe me or not, that's up to you. I can tell you I have no reason to lie about this. What's the point, right? But I actually pulled the Mew, which was insane, right? And I had two reactions. My first reaction was, holy crap, I pulled the 25th anniversary gold Mew card. That's insane. Super happy. And my second immediate reaction was, oh man, I wish I would have saved those packs for the next live stream, because I would have opened a gold Mew on the live stream. That would have been crazy. That was my second reaction. And then I thought about that for a few seconds, a couple minutes, and I was like, wait a second, like that doesn't feel right. I've been collecting Pokemon cards for a long time. I grew up with base set Jungle Fossil, Team Rocket back in 1999, 2000, 2001, when I was a junior high school student, first elementary school and then junior high school student. I got back into the hobby in 2015, 2016, opened a lot of stuff back then. And I've always enjoyed opening product just for my own pure enjoyment, just for the fun of it. No motivation, no reasoning behind it, just enjoying the cards. And it's part of the reason why I always talk about how I enjoy the regular holos, the non-holos. And when I pulled that gold Mew and had those thoughts that I just talked about, I kind of realized that, oh my God, I've really drifted away from the way I enjoyed the hobby. I haven't opened anything, well, barely anything on my own. Most of what I've opened, you've seen on this channel. And while I enjoy sharing that fun and that excitement and the appreciation of the artwork with other people and then the interaction that comes from that, while I really do enjoy and appreciate that, I have gotten distant from the way I personally have always enjoyed the hobby the most. And I didn't like it. I didn't like that my second thought was, oh man, I wish I had opened this on a live stream. That should have never been a thought, right? The thought should have only been, holy crap, I pulled a gold Mew, that's insane. And that's the end of that. The fact that I then immediately was sad about not opening on a live stream, I felt terrible about that. That didn't feel right, that didn't feel good, I didn't like the way I felt. And so that's another reason why I won't be opening any more modern product on my channel, is just because I want to enjoy the hobby again the way I enjoyed it for so long. Just for my own enjoyment, my own fun, not having to worry about pulling something good for the video, pulling something crazy in the live stream, While that's fun and all, it's not why I got back into the hobby. And so what I did is I opened all the product I had saved for the next live stream. I opened a lot more of these promo sets, like I opened the Pokemon Go one, I opened two of the Starbirth ones, the Leafeon and Glaceon V-Star. They won't really fit on the screen, but it's just trying to demonstrate it. I opened like the Snow Hazard Clayburst one, and then a Lost Abyss one, like this one. And I pulled some crazy stuff, and I was pretty happy that, I actually enjoyed it without it being in a live stream or in a video. I'm only showing it now to kind of finish this chapter of my channel. To finish it all, that's it. This is the last time. And again, you just have to believe me or trust me that I actually pulled these from those packs. Again, I have no reason to lie. Why would I? But these were the promos. the Glaceon VV Star, the Leafeon VV Star. I pulled from my remaining 25th anniversary packs. I actually pulled the Lunala Reverse Holo. These have like gotten so popular and expensive recently. I pulled a cool Slowking EX. This is the Pikachu from the promo thing. I actually pulled a Dragonite Full Art from the Pokemon Go promo thing. I pulled a cool art rare, and I pulled 2 secret rares, which was insane, out of Starbirth. 2 full art trainers, not a very popular one, but it's crazy. And one of them being even a hyper rare, which is crazy texture. So it was actually pretty nuts. And it was so ironic that I just like opened all of this stuff, you know, spontaneously. And I was like, I'm done. No more live streams opening modern product, no more videos opening modern product. And then I end up pulling like some pretty crazy cards. Of course, it all started with the Mew. Kind of funny, kind of ironic, but I just shared these to finish this chapter on my channel. So to recap, the 2 reasons are, number 1, I don't want to contribute to the problem with the Japanese market right now. And number 2, I want to go back to my roots and open products for the same reasons that I opened products back in the day. Yeah, it's a little bit more selfish, I get it, but I just felt like I got too distracted from why it is really that I enjoy the hobby. I want to mention as well that I don't have any issues with people opening modern boxes, right? I don't have any issues with PokeRef or other YouTubers opening 151 and new Japanese sets. I think it's fine. It's okay. Like, to each their own. Everyone can do what they want. Also, everyone can spend their money the way they want. It's all good. I have no hard feelings towards those people whatsoever. None whatsoever. I want to make that very clear. It's just for me personally, it didn't feel right that I had these really negative feelings towards the current state of the hobby, while at the same time contributing to the problem, even if it's a tiny fraction of a percentage. That's why. All right, let's talk a bit more about 151 and people buying these expensive boxes. I've seen social media posts, I've seen Reddit posts of people like talking about how that's it, the boxes will never be cheaper again. All I can say is, look, I highly doubt it. The print-to-demand stuff is coming out from September through December. And, you know, people are saying, oh, it's only 1 person per box. That's nothing. Well, you got to understand that, first of all, there are many ways for people to order more than 1, even if there's a 1 per person limit. Trust me, plenty of people order more than 1. Like if you live in a house and you have 3 sisters, 2 parents, 2 grandparents, well, you can order a box for each person. Just one of those things, right? The other thing as well is in Japan, what you need to understand in Japan right now, the market is so crazy. So many people see Pokemon as a way to make money. And it's, again, one of the things I really hate about the current market is that so many people are here just because of the money. And I'm not talking about people who enjoy the cards and enjoy collecting and making some money on the side. That's not who I'm talking about. I'm talking about people who just order boxes from the Pokemon Center. They enter every single lottery with multiple accounts. They buy these boxes just to immediately sell because at the moment, it's free money. Literally, Pokemon Japan is giving people free money. The box I opened, I could have sold into the secondary market and made $100. It's free money. For the people who don't care about Pokemon cards, they're just making a little bit of free money on the side every month. It's crazy. And so a lot of people are ordering these boxes. This print-to-demand order that's coming, even if it's only 1 per person limit, so many people ordered these boxes, I can guarantee you. And so many of those will hit the secondary market and prices have to come down. Look, I can't guarantee anything, but it would surprise me if it's not going to happen. V-Star Universe came down. Clayburst came down. All these super popular sets, they all came down. Will it come down to MSRP? No. Will it come down to $70, $80? Probably not even that. But what people are paying right now, $180, $190, $200, it will definitely be cheaper than that in the winter. And then at the end of the year, the new high-class set in Japan is coming out. Guess where the attention is going to go there? It's going to go to the newest, shiniest, craziest thing, and less people will talk about 151. It's just, people always want the new, cool, shiny thing. It's all the hype, all the FOMO for the new stuff. The best set of all time. This is the best set of all time. Just look at all the titles from those big PokeTubers. The best set of all time. Oh my god. Well, guess what? All those people said the same thing about V-Star Universe. Oh my god, V-Star Universe, the best set of all time. And look where prices are now. It's still an expensive box, but it's gotten a lot cheaper. I understand I'm rambling a bit at this point, but there's so many things I want to talk about. And again, it's just like you can spend your money whichever way you want to, but please understand if you're buying these boxes at these inflated prices, you are just getting ripped off. And while some people justified, well, it's just the price it costs to have fun these days, sure, but is it worth it? Is it worth the fun? Is it worth to spend that much money to pull these types of cards, right? An average box, exclude the Mew, but the cards I showed earlier, right? That is not worth it. Okay? You're getting ripped off, and people don't like to hear it. I get dislikes whenever I say things like that, but it's the truth. It's the truth. You shouldn't FOMO into these new sets and pay these insane prices because it ain't worth it. And I'll show you something a little bit to demonstrate you why it's simply not worth it. All right? Here are some cards I bought from 151. Okay? I'll just go through these first, and then I'll talk about what I paid, okay? Master Balls. I bought a lot of Master Balls. Lickitung, Moltres, a couple of the Kadabras, Slowpoke, Squirtle, Wartortle, Dratini, Dragonair, Arcanine, Aerodactyl, Snorlax. I bought a Mewtwo Art Rare. I bought an Alakazam Full Art, a Zapdos Full Art. I bought an Alakazam SAR, insane card. And I bought a Venusaur SAR, also an insane card. Guess what? I also had a Blastoise SAR that I bought, but I already sold it back into the market because I didn't like the condition. So all these Master Balls, these extremely hard cards to pull, they're cool cards. I really like the Master Balls, I really do, which is why I bought quite a lot of them. All pretty popular Pokemon, none of the really crazy ones, because I think those prices are a little high. But all of these, the Art Rare, couple Full Arts, these two SARs, and the Blastoise SAR, which I don't have anymore. All of these cost me less than what people were paying for on the secondary market for a box. People are paying $140, $150 for a box. I got all of these for less of that. Of course, these are, I got these for Japan prices because I live in Japan. I got them on day 1 and day 2 when these were kind of at their lowest. They're all more expensive now. But just by buying smart, by buying at the right time, and buying from the right places, I was able to get all of these cards, plus the Blastoise SAR, which I don't have anymore, for less than what people were paying for a sealed box. I mean, people, look, this is not news to anyone, I would think. Most people know that it's always cheaper to buy the singles. People know it's always cheaper to buy the singles. You don't get that chance at pulling that crazy, Erica SAR, or the Charizard SAR, or the Mew SAR, right? But, people who say these things and then justify the price to open a box, you need to understand that it's gambling. It is gambling at the end of the day. Opening packs is gambling. And it's not all about making your money back. A lot of the price you pay is for the fun, the enjoyment of opening the new set. I really get that. But at these prices, it's just, I don't understand it. It's so crazy to me that people are paying these prices when you get all these really cool cards, insane artworks of very popular Pokemon. All of these, maybe not the Lickitung, I just bought it because I quite like the artwork, but all these other ones, people would be pretty excited about pulling these Master Balls from their booster box, but chances are you probably won't. And also, please understand that if you go to Instagram, TikTok, Reddit, people will post their Mew SAR that they pulled. They will post their Erica SAR that they pulled. Guess what? No one's going to post their Zapdos Full Art that they pulled in their box as their one hit. No one's going to post that, right? But that's what most people pull. Most people pull stuff like this. Cool cards, but not worth paying $140, $150, or even now $200 for. I can't change things. I can't change the way things are. But I feel so bad for people who pay these prices. People are getting ripped off, and they either don't realize that they're getting ripped off, or they have to come up with reasons to justify their purchase. Reasons that are, to an extent, of course, valid, but again, at the price point, it's just kind of crazy. It's also shocking to me how many people don't know what the MSRP for Japanese boxes are. And you'll see people online saying, oh, MSRP doesn't matter. Things are never MSRP. Well, those people are used to English products. In English, everything's always less than MSRP on the secondary market. Well, Japan is different. In Japan, things actually sell for MSRP. It is very, very rare to see something being sold for less than MSRP. It was the case with VMAX Climax, because back then people didn't care about VMAX Climax. You could get boxes all day long from card shops for less than MSRP. But normally, things sell for MSRP. MSRP for Japan matters. That price matters. And it's shocking to me how many people don't know about it. Of course, that's not their mistake if they're new to the hobby. Everyone at some point found out about that MSRP, right? Not knowing about MSRP, there's no problem with that in my opinion, right? But then spending so much money on something without knowing MSRP, that to me is a little bit crazy. I think it's a symptom of the time that we are in. And of course, I understand that by showing cards like this, I'm still contributing to the problem, because people will see these cards and then will want to buy the box. So it puts me in a very difficult situation. I decided to show these cards in this video to make a point of how ridiculous these booster box prices are. But I won't be showing off any more modern cards on my channel going forward. That as well. It's another thing. In line with not opening any more modern product, I will not talk about modern cards anymore on my channel. I just will distance myself from that. I will still enjoy the hobby. I will still enter the Pokemon Center lotteries, hopefully get a box or get something else and open it for fun just on my own. You might wonder, is this forever? No, it's for now. If we ever get to the point again where it's easy to get something at MSRP in Japan and people outside of Japan have to pay like $70, $80 for a box, which I think is a fair price considering you have to pay shipping fees and maybe import taxes and all of that stuff. If we ever get back to that point, then I might open some stuff on my channel again, because I think at that point we're probably in a much better, healthier market for the regular player, collector, whatever it is. And if that's the case, I'll consider making some more opening videos on my channel. What will it take to get to that point? Look, I don't know. Pokemon Japan needs to print more. We already saw the results with, kind of poor quality with 151, but they need to print even more. And I think the other important thing they need to do is they need to start releasing the Japanese and the English sets at the same time. One of the reasons why 151 is being FOMO'd and hyped over so much right now is because the English set will not come out until September. It's crazy time difference. I think it's, excuse my English, bullshit, honestly. And they need to sync up these releases more. Or at least make the gap significantly smaller. Because hypothetically speaking, if the Japanese and the English sets came out on the same day, how many people do you think would still spend $150, $160, $140 for the Japanese booster box? There would still be Japanese collectors. Sure, the demand would still be there for Japanese product, but there would be so many people opening the English stuff instead. For a channel like PokeRef, for example, I'm just using his channel as an example because it's maybe the most popular channel these days, right? He can't open Japanese product on day one because, well, he needs to get it from Japan first. But he can order English stuff on day one. He can order English stuff pre-release. And so imagine where all the hype is going to go if PokeRef opens the English set a week, 2 weeks before he ever touches a Japanese box. I think it would help so much because, again, people just want the newest, shiniest thing. And right now it's 151. And if releases were somehow synced, they came out at the same time, it would fix so many of the problems. And I could honestly see that fixing everything, honestly. The demand for Japanese cards will still be higher than it was a year ago, but it would fix a lot of the problem. Because again, all those people who just want to open the sets for fun was like, oh, I have no problem paying $140 because I enjoy the opening experience. It's just for fun. It's money I pay to have fun. Well, if they can open, the English stuff at a much better price, then they'll probably do that instead. At least a lot of people would, I think. So we'll see. It's interesting. The next set that's coming out in Japan, I think it's called Ruler of the Black Flame. I'm not sure. In English, it's Obsidian Flames. These two are actually coming out pretty close. I think in Japan, it's coming out like July 28th this month, which is also crazy, by the way. I mean, 151 just came out, and we're already getting the next set. But I think it's coming out July 28th. And then the English one will come out, I think, August 11th. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think I saw that date at one point. So pretty close. I mean, within 2 weeks. Within 2 weeks of each other. That's significant. And it's interesting. No one's talking about Obsidian Flames right now. Maybe because 151 is being so hyped. Or maybe because the Japanese set isn't coming out 2 months earlier. Maybe that's why people aren't talking about it. Who knows? But I think that's a good thing. And hopefully going forward, that will be the new standard. I would really hope that, because that would fix a lot of issues. And Pokemon Japan, they don't like where things are right now with all the, scalping that's going on, with all the scams that have come with the scalping, right? So many scams these days as well, which is another reason why I'm concerned about the hobby right now. Pokemon Japan doesn't like these things. And so, syncing releases is something they're probably thinking about. We'll see. Either way, very long video, lots of rambling. I'm sorry about that. Hopefully I can edit it. Was able to edit it down a little bit. But an important message, some things I really wanted to talk about. One last thing. You might wonder, well, what kind of content are you going to make then? Well, there's going to be a lot less content, but the types of videos I'm still considering making are more educational videos. Talking about the history of certain cards. The video I made about the 1998 Trade Please promo, it's, I think, my favorite video. My most favorite video I've ever made. I put a lot of time into it. I did a lot of editing. It's not super professional or anything like that, but I really like that video. It's all about one card from, a long time ago, talking about the history, its release, and all the details, everything about it. And I think those videos are entertaining, they are educational, and I'm not worried about affecting the market or contributing to the FOMO and hype, because those cards have been around for a long time. They have an established price in the market. I don't have to worry about those things with that. And I really like those videos. A lot less people watch them. Like, I think that video has like 400 views compared to my 12,000 view 151 opening. I'm cool with that. I'm not here for the views. I'm here to enjoy the hobby and share some cool cards and talk about the history of things. That's kind of what I want to do in the future. And I have some cards in mind that I might talk about in the future. So like those types of videos I wouldn't mind making. I might also open some older booster packs, maybe like a more expensive one on my birthday or for Christmas or things like that. Again, just product that's been around for a long time and that has an established value in the market. Those are the kinds of videos I'm currently considering making. Or maybe just some market videos talking about like good deals. But even that, I'm worried about influencing people too much. So who knows? But like just kind of like interesting educational videos about the history and certain cards releases, and maybe some every now and then opening something a little bit older. I think that would be kind of interesting. And then some PSA returns. I think I'll still do my PSA returns. I actually have one coming up soon. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Anyways, for those of you who stuck around, probably no one, but if there is someone who stuck around and watched until the very end, I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed it. I would love to hear people's thoughts in the comments and have a discussion about this. And again, if you subscribe to my channel because you enjoyed my modern openings, I'm very sorry, but this is the way it's going to be. And if that makes you unsubscribe from my channel, that's totally cool. I get it. But yeah, that's it. That's all. That's all there is to it. Yeah, I would love to talk to people in the comments or shoot me a message on Instagram. Whatever is fine. And link in the description. Whew. All right. Thank you so much. Have a nice day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.